Blaster gripped the steering wheel of the heli-tender, his knuckles white against the worn plastic. Rattling truck, volatile fuel, gears fought. Behind him, the safety of the station faded into the distance. His captain, he was sent on a wild goose chase. The captain's smirk as he handed over the keys remained etched in Blaster's mind like a scar. It was more than a task. It was a test designed for him to fail. As the suburban streets narrowed, at the address, there was no smoke, no sirens, and no emergency. An elderly woman stood watering her petunias in total, haunting silence. No fire, no dispute. Blaster stood by the truck, the engine ticking as it cooled, and the realization hit him with a sharp, cold clarity. This was a calculated humiliation. He was a pawn in a cruel game. He climbed back into the driver's seat, his jaw set so tight it ached. He wasn't just angry. He was finished being the victim. As he pulled away from the curb, a plan began to form, sharp and dangerous. He pulled into a roadside phone booth, his fingers steady as he reached for the receiver. He dialed the station. When the captain answered with his usual arrogant tone, Blaster's voice trembled with a perfectly forced panic. "Captain, I lost control of the heli-tender. I hit someone. Jail awaits, sir." Silence fell, replaced by frantic, high-pitched stammering. "Where are you? Tell me exactly where," the captain screamed. Blaster didn't answer. He simply hung up, cutting the line and leaving the captain in a vacuum of his own making. He drove back toward the station, mussing his hair and rubbing dark grease onto his uniform to sell the lie. The hunter was now the prey. He screeched the truck to a halt in front of the station, the tires smoking. The captain stood there on the pavement, his face ashen, clutching his radio like a lifeline. "You idiot! I already called the chief. Do you have any idea what you have done?" The captain shrieked, his composure completely shattered. He was a shell of a man, terrified of the consequences of his own reckless orders. They drove to headquarters in a suffocating silence. Inside the chief's office, the captain disappeared first, desperate to explain. Through the heavy oak door, the sound of the chief's furious shouting echoed down the hallway, a thunderous roar that signaled the end of the captain's reign. Blaster sat on a hard wooden chair, his heart hammering against his ribs, waiting for the storm to break. The chief sat behind a massive desk, his expression stern. "The captain has admitted to his conduct," he said, sliding a folder across the table. "Because of his reckless orders, he will be strictly reprimanded. There will be no more pranks." Blaster walked out into the sunlight, the weight finally lifting. He had faced a bully and dismantled a cycle of abuse with a single, calculated move. Conviction, he realized, could force even the most arrogant to change.